The Naked Ventriloquist came about as an accident. My wife and I were up in Maine, Bar Harbor, Maine, uh, and I brought along some pencils and pads, and I was thinking about doing another kid show. And I didn't really want to do Laugh and Learn again, so I started writing some stuff, and it just wasn't happening. It just wasn't coming together, and uh, so I guess I got aggravated with the whole thing. The next thing you know, I'm having Buster cuss at me, saying outrageously nasty things to me, and I didn't know what to do with that. And I kind of put it aside and said, "No, this isn't going to work." So I went and when I got back from Maine, I decided, you know what, I'm going to play a school with the old Laugh and Learn script. And while I was doing the show, I was aware that I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the kids, and I used to love doing it, loving the kids' reaction, and I just didn't really enjoy it. So after that show, I said, okay, something's up here. I know I want to play with my puppets again, but it's not happening. So I sat down with that pad and pencil and had this outline of a script with with Buster really tearing me down, pushing me, being my dark side. And it was really a very basic little script uh, that I got together some friends because I needed some guidance. I got together some theater friends. One of them, Ricky J. Martinez, is the director of The Naked Ventriloquist, was there. And after I did the show, they gave me some notes, and most of the notes were, "You really got to go back to the drawing board. This isn't very good." And my wife was there, and she said the same thing. She said, "Nah, I don't know what you're doing, but that's not working." And as one of the people was leaving that night, she turned to me and she said, "You know, your problem is you're not making the show about you. This should be you telling your story." And I didn't really know what she meant. And she said, "Have the puppets help you tell your story." But something clicked, and I sat down the next day, and the pencil just flew across the page. And uh, I was writing my story as told through interaction with the puppets. One puppet, Buster, is my dark side. Another puppet, Dan the Man, is a logical, wise part of me. And then another puppet is a silly bird, which my silly side. And all three of them came together and helped me tell my story. And ultimately, what happened was Buster was pushing me so hard, daring me to do something bold, uh, and being really nasty about it, but funny. Uh, and what he wanted me to do was take my clothes off. Then I speak to Dan the Man, who says, "Call his bluff. Call his bluff. Take your clothes off. And it will free you if you do." So that's how that became part of the show. And I realized after I wrote it, I thought, this is good. This all works. But I thought, there's no way I can do this, you know. But I showed it to my wife, who's my biggest critic, but my biggest fan. She said, "Bill, this is good. This is good. You got to do it." I said, "Well, what about the nudity?" She goes, "Yeah, what about the nudity?" I'm not thrilled about that, but you can't do the show without it. So I brought back the same group who had been at the first living room preview with Ricky Martinez, and I did the new version, including the nude scene. And afterwards, everyone said, "You got something. You really got something." So from there, I kept working on it and eventually did it in the theater as a preview. Got a very good response from the audience, and then was asked to do it for a long weekend at another theater um, by some friends who were running the theater. And again, it was a success, a big success. Uh, and in fact, I had a couple offers from it to do the show again. And I thought, wow, I guess I'm taking the Naked Ventriloquist on the road here. This is working. one of those offers was from Arizona. Um, but then the pandemic hit. This was at the end of January 2020. The pandemic hit and shut all of us down, and theaters closed, and people died, of course. It was a horrible time. Um, and during that time, an old police injury made itself known to me again. Um, and I needed to have emergency neck surgery, or I would be a quadriplegic, according to four different doctors. I did that, and that, kicked my butt. Very hard surgery, very hard recovery. In fact, I'm not even sure I'm completely recovered now, and it's been about 3 years. Um, and then what I'm getting ready to do, as the pandemic's easing and I'm getting ready to do the show again, I have three pulmonary embolisms hit my heart all at the same time on the same day and floored me. And luckily, I was in Sarasota at the time. It was Thanksgiving. We were visiting family. So I got to the hospital in time. The Sarasota Memorial Hospital is a great cardiac hospital, one of the best in the country. They saved my life. And as each doctor came in to talk to me, they said, uh, you should be dead, but you're not. So whatever you're doing, keep doing. Um, I exercise a lot. I work out. I eat right, and they said that must be why you're not dead. So keep it up. Anyway, that also put the Naked Ventriloquist on the back burner for a long time. And I was thinking, well, I'll never do it again. I'm 5 years older. I don't look as good. Taking my clothes off in front of an audience is not the same as it was 5 years ago. But then Ricky Martinez, my old director, had a connection with a local theater, the Main Street Players Playhouse, and they were willing to take me on to do my show for a long weekend, which is now scheduled for November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And I'm in rehearsal now for it. And it's going well, the rehearsals. The hardest part is when I have to take my clothes off. But a few minutes before that happens in every rehearsal, I start getting palpitations, thinking, am I really going to do this? Yeah, but I have to do it. And in fact, when I did the show 5 years ago, um, uh, uh, one day I came out after the show and there was a woman sitting in the lobby of the theater sobbing. And I said, oh, that bad, huh? And she said, no, 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 you don't understand. What you discovered, I need to discover. You found a way to defeat your demons. I need to find that too. And I realized the show was important to some people. And so anyway, that's where it is now. I'm going to do it again. I'm older. I don't look as pretty as I did naked. Uh, I have more wrinkles than I'd like to think about that weren't there 5 years ago. But I'm determined to do it. I think if I don't do it, I'll be disappointed in myself for a long time. So I'm going to do it.